Yo guys, welcome back. It is a spicy day in crypto. We have some big closes coming today. That's my excuse for going live, really. I just wanted to come chill with the boys and gals. What's up, Mala? I missed you all. It's been a few days. And I have a busy August, or at least early August, coming up, so I want to get some streams in. Price action could be better. Our short is doing okay. It was in trouble last stream, looking a little better today. Still don't know how I feel about it. I really haven't made any changes. Don't really plan on it. Kind of just waiting to see how this week closes. I have a feeling Monday is going to be a huge trading day, not just for crypto, but for markets abroad. So welcome back, everybody. Grab your seltzers, roll one, whatever you need to do. We're live. Smash the like button. Hit the subscribe. Vote in the poll. Chat if you're here. If you're here, just say what's up. Say you're here. Even if you're lurking, give me a hello. I'll try to shout you guys out like Bull Runs here. There's an OG with Shalom. This is like an OG reunion. Let's get the engagement going. The more engagement we have, like I said, like, subscribes, chatting, voting, all push YouTube to show this stream to new viewers. It really does work. It is a life hack. So let's prove it. Let's get 420 likes. We'll give away some memberships. And let's make the day a good one. What's up, Chase, DJ, Clark, Canis, Left Field, Lee, Sumanth, The Pickle, Falkor, NFBRJ, Mala, of course, Cryptogenetic Dude. How you guys doing? Good to have you here. Love it. Love it, love it, using those emojis. Emoji it up. All right. So, when in Rome, for every chart a crown. I like that, Jason Roberts. Thank you for the 5, my friend. Greetings, Sad Anonymous. Let's do a new chart, a new start. We love saying that, mostly because it rhymes. If it didn't rhyme, I probably wouldn't say it all the time. We are very close to wrapping up this month, moving into August. This is the first month of the third quarter of 2022, and what a crappy 2022 it's been. Something tells me, though, that the end of this year, into the end of this year, we're going to see some very, very interesting dynamics at play. That's going to come down to the Fed. It's going to come down to fiscal policy and really the macro environment we're in right now. Bitcoin's price not reflecting it, but certainly the most bullish macro environment Bitcoin's ever seen. Does that mean price has to go up? Sadly, it does not. That's not quite how it works. If only it was that easy. So let's take a peek at what's happened this month. Looking very zoomed into the chart, we can see not a lot. Not a lot has happened. Last month we reached a low. I believe that was 17.567. And in this month we have not gone lower. That's not a bad place to start. Not a bad start. Our monthly open at 19,985, just above a number that we'll never forget. Where are you? No, not just above. I'm getting my digits confused. Whoops. 28.9 being the last year's yearly open. So this is the bearish engulfing line for Bitcoin. We like to add this to our chart. I like to just drop in 2021 on it to remind us, wait, that's the wrong one, why it's there. Technical difficulties. There we go. Reminding us why it's there. And we can see there just really hasn't been that much price action. Not a lot has happened. Nothing's really moved too far. That's okay. Not really maybe what we wanted, but that's okay. We're going to take it. At least we didn't break our low. And that does change the trend a little bit here. Starting in April, we did see lower lows on the monthly. This month we haven't. Now, this candle is really hard to get excited about. Looking at July, if we see back to February, maybe a similar setup. We had 3 kind of cascading red monthly closes. February does have a little bit of differences here, but kind of same vibe of smaller bodied green candle close. That's what we're looking for. And you can see how that did not play out well. So the macro monthly chart not giving us too much to go off of here. That's really going to put a lot of pressure on August and September to close out the third quarter with some kind of meaningful change. You can see here, not a lot of change. Last quarter closed in this month. This quarter so far is not really produced, but there's plenty of time for that to happen. Plenty. Real quick, let's shout out our sponsors for the channel, as we legally are required to do. Femex, I'm trading on it live here. If you see the pinned, it's irrelevant. brain's in the wrong spot. Femex, great platform. I use them every day to trade. I do prefer them. They sponsor us to keep the lights on. So use the links in the video description below and in the chat to sign up. They have some kind of deposit bonus up to like $4,000. Read their stuff. I don't know the exact terms and conditions. And as well, Market Cypher, you're going to see me using it all throughout this episode. There we go. Got that out of the way. So monthly, we have 3 hours to go. Not really impressive. Looking at our indicators, the monthly is the most oversold it's ever been in Bitcoin history. There's a little bit of divergence there. The price hit 17.5, yet RSI most oversold in history. That is a bullish divergence if we have confirmation of reversal. We don't have that yet, but it's something to keep an eye on. And it's something, if you're a newer investor out there, probably not many of you, but if you are, to keep in mind. Now is a great time. All this month has been a great time to begin a DCA schedule. I'm not going to get into that. Basically treating it like your 401k, regularly scheduled buys of a fixed amount, etc. But a great time to do so. That's being told to us via RSI, saying this is one of the most climactic selling events Bitcoin has ever seen. The same is true on the weekly as we zoom in. The weekly looking a little bit better. Actually, if we go right back to that monthly, looking at our MACD momentum, getting faded, falling down. Really no signs of that slowing yet on the monthly. When we zoom to the weekly, we see a little bit of change. Momentum has been waning off on the sell side. However, it still is negative. It still is with a bearish bias, but that bias is becoming less and less strong as these candles fail to close lower. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks of confirmed closed waning selling momentum, potentially in the next 3 hours looking for one more to add, make it 5. That's a good number. RSI on the weekly, also the most oversold ever. Pretty intense to think that relative strength index is saying this month is the strongest selling, stronger than March of 2020, stronger than the dump from 6K to 3K back in 2018. Read between the lines. I actually saw something recently on TikTok. I hate to admit it. I don't know who it was, but it was probably some famous investor guy. He said something that stuck with me that I liked. And he said, and this might come off as vague, but he said, timing the top and the bottom of things is just like impossible. Telling what direction price is going, that is telling the future, that's impossible. But what isn't impossible is to determine on a personal level, basically, is the asset cheap? Is it cheap? And he went on to go into details about things, kind of comparing it to inflation or whatever. But it stuck with me, actually. I didn't even plan on talking about it. But it's interesting. Is Bitcoin cheap to you? I'm curious what you guys think. As someone who started many, many years ago, 24K is not cheap Bitcoin to me. It's not interesting. It's not tantalizing to me. That's probably not true if you started over the last 2 years. But it's an interesting concept. Is it cheap? RSI is saying it is cheap. I think that's kind of like the bottom line of that. RSI is saying it's cheap. That doesn't mean go all in. But again, a DCA would be brilliant. Imagine how much better off you'd be starting the DCA here. Even if it goes lower, you can even root for the market to go lower if you're DCAing. Would be brilliant. I know I'm not going to really touch anyone's opinions out there or change them, but yeah, look back in 4 years. If you start DCAing today, mark my words, it'll be spicy. The weekly does have some better upside looking signals. We don't have some kind of confirmed moon, but here's what I'm liking. Money flow continues to sell off. We're seeing money flow reached an apex low in June 27th, and we've seen that fade off. VWAP following the move along with momentum, and we got our green dot potentially indicating a bottom on Market Cypher. So some pretty bullish signs potentially on Market Cypher coupled with our MACD. We have actually, I want to say we have 3 instances. 1, 2, 3. Let's see what the chart says. 1, 2. Okay, so it wasn't there, but it is here. Interesting. We have absolutely MACD bullish divergence when we look at the weekly time frame here. I'm just going to put some thick yellow arrows here. As price is coming down, MACD is failing to make lower lows. That wasn't the case here. Price was higher, MACD was higher. Now price is lower, MACD is higher. That is bullish divergence. Again, that's kind of what we're going from the monthly, kind of theorizing potential there. Some potential there, but we just haven't really gone anywhere yet. I'm thinking, or at least it's seeming, that next month, hopefully having the move, the decisive move. Looking back to May's low at 25.3, I said this many times in the last few weeks, a very logical upside target. This is potentially a place to look to take profit on some longs or potentially look to head short, and we have not tested it yet. Despite having a higher high on this weekly, we have not tested it yet. Kind of weird. I was expecting to see a move there this week. With 3 hours to go, it is possible. With the monthly and weekly closing at the same time simultaneously in 3 hours, we have seen some very big price moves into these kind of overlapping closes. We don't get this every month. That might seem logical at first thought, but we do not. In fact, I think it's maybe only once every 6 months or so you have the monthly and the weekly close simultaneously, and so that's why I named this stream Big Day, Big Close for crypto, because this is going to be an important close. What I'm looking at most importantly, and it's not going to surprise our regular viewers, and probably won't even surprise people who aren't regular viewers, the 200 weekly moving average. For the first time ever, Bitcoin closed a monthly candle below it last month. This month, I want to see it recovered. At the moment, it's looking good. That being said, 3 hours is enough time to move to 25.3. It's enough time to drop below 22.8. And this is really where I'm looking to get a little bit of direction moving into the short, mid-term timeframes for Bitcoin, possibly a good indication of Q3 or how Q3 will wrap up. We can see that we've traded below it intra-week. Right now, we're back above it. And price doesn't actually seem too interested. I would be surprised if we don't see a move before this close today. So we have the daily, the weekly, and the monthly closing. This is the first month of the third quarter. I think it's going to be a spicy one. So, do we have a subscriber? Maxwell and Bill Cosby Cush. Taking the scribe Ginity. Thanks, guys. Thanks for subscribing. If you're out there and you haven't hit that button yet, please smash the likes and subscribes. It helps the live stream get more attention, more discovery on YouTube, on the platform, and I appreciate you. It makes a difference. It does. We're battling it. Let's go down to the daily. Because at the moment, we don't really have much else in the immediate short term here in the next 3 hours. We can look at the 200 weekly. We're going to make this blue so we know that this isn't a horizontal. This is actually 200 weekly. We're going to turn this off because I don't like them. And we can say we basically have kind of a probable range. We can say most probably it's going to close between the 200 weekly and the weekly high, but we can be a little more optimistic and say, all right, we're likely to see a close between the 200 weekly and May's swing low. So let's just put this on here as a little blue box. There we are. This is our probable close for this week. Let's go down to the day. The day is a little bit more exciting. But boy, is it ugly. Counterintuitive, but it's, in my opinion, the best way to go about it. You guys, if you've been here the last few months, you've heard me say, whenever we do actually start heading up, and no one will know when the bottom is in the moment, but when we do, the less believable, the less hype, the less exciting, really, unfortunately, the less exciting it is, the more I'm going to be confident in that rally bringing us back to all-time highs. This bull cycle, if it's over and we're in a bear market, this bull cycle has been unlike anything Bitcoin has ever seen. It has not lined up with the previous 4-year cycles that we've had that have been relatively predictable, relatively consistent. It's been very unique in its own kind of, like double toppy, strange movement. And so I'm not really expecting it. Like if the bull part of the cycle was unlike the previous, I'm not expecting the bear cycle to be like the previous either. So that may mean that we don't have an 85% retracement ahead of us. That may mean we don't have 3 years of retracing ahead of us. That puts on the table, in my opinion, a probability of the bottom could be in. I think with the close this week above the 200 weekly, that's going to be, my opinion, until that becomes untrue, or if it becomes untrue. We don't know if the bottom is in. That's an impossible thing, an impossible endeavor, but it could be. And because the bull run, this segment here, doesn't line up with what we've seen in the past, I'm finding kind of a disconnect as to why people are now expecting kind of an identical bear market to everyone we've seen. If we didn't get the same move to the upside, why would we be expecting the same move to the downside? We have done quite a bit of retracing from our 69K to our 17.5K low. That's a 75% retracement. Hardy by any means, hardy retracement, but not quite the 85, 84% that we've seen in the previous cycles. This could be it. We won't know that until far into the future, but it could be, because at this point I'm kind of looking for anything that isn't like the previous bull markets, or previous cycles. I'm enjoying this climb because it's so easy to doubt. There's really not a lot of excitement. I have seen people get a little pumped on a few days, but in general, price is up. I believe it's 40%. Let's see, price range from 17, yep, to 24, just under 25, 40% off of its low. And excitement, I think, is pretty contained. Like I said, there's been some kind of flares here and there, but nothing kind of believable, in my opinion, where people are runs back on them all in just to buy the dead cat pounce and get dumped on. I haven't seen that yet. I would not mind if this price just keeps doing this. I wouldn't mind that. This would be a real ugly pattern. It would make what looks like a momentum leg, what looks like a bear flag, but it's really effectively keeping sentiment and interest and hype down. And that's kind of where we're at. We've had a low, a high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high. And that sounds good on paper, but in general, we expect that to make a pattern to break to the downside. I don't think that using the probability of patterns here is going to be the right move for what could potentially be the macro bottom. I don't think that's the right move. I think that's likely to get us on the wrong track. I want it to be easy to doubt. There we go. That summarizes everything I just said. I want the rally to be as easy to doubt as possible. I want people to not believe it. And I want Bitcoin to take back some significant levels, and that's probably going to start around 33K. A move above 33K, maybe retake the 200 weekly. If we look back, that's where we rejected from 48K. That could be a good start, but we're not really there yet. We do see our 20 and 50 daily moving averages did cross bullishly. We got a little pump the day before. Nothing else really has happened since then, so not super exciting. I was hoping we'd get a little more off of that. A little more. The daily here, the daily. Market Cipher giving us, we've been waiting so long. Back here in early June, mid-June, early June, we talked about the potential for a higher low on money flow on the daily. We got it, and since then, our TA has been respected. Not necessarily with the huge move to the upside, but we've seen money flow roll over. It reached an apex, it failed to break it, and we're seeing that contract a little bit now. If we zoom in really close, as close as you can look at Bailey's without getting your eye wet, we can see we had a even higher low here on the 28th. That sold off a little bit. Has this reached a lower low? Dang, that's slightly lower. So we're a little bit of conflicting signals here. A little bit of conflicting signals when we're super zoomed in. Perhaps we shouldn't do that. But still looking for this to roll over. I don't really like what we're getting. I think what this suggests to me is that we need to see in the next, I'm going to say 2 days is probably the right time frame, a significant push higher, likely past 25. We're going to need to see that to escape what we're seeing developing here with the not so great lower low and money flow locally and momentum looking to pinch up here on Market Cipher. Without a rally, without a strong second push up, we're looking at an uneven butt cheeks. Jason Casper shout out. We're looking at an uneven butt cheeks pattern, meaning momentum made a move, it made a weaker move, and it rolled back over. So we have, I'd say, maybe 48 hours, possibly 72. We're going to be watching that daily time frame. And we're going to need a significant move to the upside to keep or to sustain kind of this battling of the bears. So at the moment, not the best. Not the best. It was looking better even 2 days ago. MACD, momentum's back up, which is weird, but very low. We're not seeing any of the previous highs broken, so not really super exciting. What about our RSI? RSI. You have a weak bearish divergence. I'll point that out for you. We have a weak bearish divergence on these highs, whether we look at it from the candle closes or the wicks. Both ways you look at it, we have a bearish divergence on the daily at this point, as we have seen a higher high in price, but a lower high on our RSI. You can see that RSI is really, really flirting with making a move to the upside, potentially giving hope to that concept in the next 48 hours. But it's just not there yet. It's just not quite there yet. Something interesting that I have been watching maybe the last week, and I'm always watching, but watching more specifically or closely, are like these 2 and 3 day time frames. Our 2-day is also closing today, but what this is doing is showing us just a little bit more zoomed out, and it seems actually a little easier to digest on this 2-day or 3-day. We came off a bullish engulf and we had some continuation. We don't always see that on the daily. The daily, in fact, I think we've seen multiple bullish engulfs lead right into dumps, right? Actually, no, there's an example. No, not perfect. We've had some good ones. But these kind of 2-day and 3-day time frames I've been watching, it's interesting because the 2-day, we take a peek at the 2-day is looking, I'll say, more healthy. Momentum is kind of opening, is still expanding potentially on the 2-day. VWAP is very strange, but we can see that VWAP has favored upside. Basically, since May, it's favored upside. That makes sense. Most of the volume traded should be above us because the last 2 years of trading basically were above us. So that lines up. But what's really interesting is the 2-day might be going for a similar money flow move. I zoomed in all the way. This low is slightly lower than this low, or slightly higher, I guess, whatever. This has moved up slightly. So we could be looking at 2-day money flow rolling over, which would be an amazing thing to see for the 1-day, as the 1-day is pretty much at a pivot point. Needs a big move to the upside, or it's likely to get faded and see retracement. Into the 3, things get even kind of a little more clear. The 3-day actually looks bullish. So it's weird. 1-day looks like pivot point. 2-day potentially rolling over, but maybe more at that pivot point. And the 3-day, much more clear. Look at that VWAP. Look at this 3-day VWAP, man. What even is this? It's like I don't even know, a dragon or dinosaur or something. Just monstrous. Pushes to the upside. Money flow failed the lower low here, just like we were looking at on the 1-day, and it began to roll over. So I'm very much looking for the 3-day to enter the positive territory. And that could lead us into either a dead cat bounce or a real significant rally to the upside. We don't know. We do not know. Do we have anything else here? 3-day does not close today, but momentum is up. Okay, no bearish divergence. The bearish divergence goes away once we zoom out a little bit. Cool beans. So that's pretty much, I wanted to go over like just that macro. That's kind of it. We'll take a peek at, let's look at BYBT or CoinGlass here. I just want to take a look at funding. Funding across the board looking relatively the same as it has the last few months. Neutral to slightly bullish or negative. Binance at neutral, BitMEX at neutral, so not a lot I don't think we can get from this right now. That's a bummer. Let's take a peek at some Max Payne expirations. August 1st. Close. Looking for Max Payne at 24K. That's a good sign. We're at 24K now. That might suggest we are going to get a close above the 200 weekly today. Moving into August 2nd, 24. August 5th, 22.5. Moving on, 23, 24. August, so by expiration, Max Payne all throughout August at this moment looking pretty much at 24K. I doubt we see just a sideways.
Heart loved by all heart.
Jacqueline Rose, thank you, darling. You don't need to give me super chats, but I appreciate you. It's good to have you here. Thank you. I see you commenting on all the videos, and it helps, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. It's good to have you here. Happy Sunday. I hope you guys all had a great weekend and have a great week ahead. Expirations. Yeah, expiration by strike price, Max Payne looking at 24K all through August. That's unlikely to be how it actually plays out. As the days go on, we are going to look at these, see how they change. They do shift around. These certainly were not at 24K last year when they started trading. If you want to take a look at this site, I don't know what they sell or how they generate revenue, but it is coinoptionsstrack.com. I just linked it in the chat. Welcome to check it out. It's one of the few sites that I don't think they have a product. I appreciate them. September, 28K. Interesting. Into September, so into the last month of this quarter, max pain moves up a little bit. I think that trend is broken into October. Yep, back down to 24. But you can see that there's not many options open at this point. The farther we get out from today's date, the more true this typically is. And so the less reliable as indicators these become. December 25, March 24, June 21. Wouldn't that be interesting? If next year I'm sitting here streaming in June and the price is 21K, I'm going to freak out. Not because it hasn't gone up, but because that is so boring. Oh my goodness, I hope that's not the case. Unlikely. All right, let's take a peek. Very, very zoomed in here. We had some volatility today. Didn't go anywhere. I think if this were on a bigger time frame, I'd be looking for some kind of diamond pattern. But it just isn't a diamond pattern. I don't know what this is. This looks like just very odd trading. Maybe a broadening wedge. We do have our highs coming up. I need to make this not yellow. There we go. We do have our highs coming up, and it looks like with that kind of whipsaw move, shaking out leverage into the close of this month, it does look like our lows are coming down. So maybe broadening wedge. That's not really the best pattern. Maybe with a higher high, especially into the start of next week, a higher high, we could see kind of a bullish megaphone appear. I'm hesitant to call that yet, especially because this is on the 5-minute. What I think this is really doing is just reinforcing maybe the importance of this close today. You can see price is very much just trading sideways at this level. Kind of looks like it's just stopping out leveraged positions, looking to liquidate people that are over leveraged or hunting stops, etc. Not super spicy. However, altcoins. That's right. We've had quite a few spicy altcoins. Let me just take a peek. I'm not even going to comment. I'm just going to do it in my head real fast. We were looking good. Ooh, we're looking good again. Nice. 2 hour. Holy shit. The 2 hour. Okay. Real low time frames looking pretty bullish. Once we get about into the hourly time, that kind of goes away. And then back into the 2 hour, incredibly bullish money flow here. I'm surprised to see that. Price didn't go anywhere. Money flow keeps moving up. Price didn't go anywhere. That's something. And RSI just tickling 50. We may get a pretty big move Monday. That's kind of what I'm reading. That's between the lines reading. We may get a pretty big move. A spicy move. Let's see. A spicy. What is this? Last year in 2021, the low in summer was like such a nice clean pattern. I don't see a nice clean pattern here. I don't know what to identify. It's just a series of higher lows and higher highs. That's it. Now we're trading sideways. We could say something like there could be some kind of wick-off accumulation here with like a river, a break of the river, but then like a failed SOS, now another SOS. Not really sure. Kind of odd. I'm down to hear your guys' feedback. Yeah, before I lose my train of thought and start rambling for the next 2.5 hours, that's all I really wanted to get done for this episode. So I want to read the chat for once and interact with you guys and see what you guys are thinking. So let me pull up my trade just to have this in the background. Oh, my Bollinger Bands are on. All right. It's good to be back, guys. What's up, Dollar Bill? Philcoin. I did see Philcoin smashing some huge numbers in the last 24 hours. Was pretty much in line with the rest of the market, but was I think I saw it 50% in 24 hours, something like that. Pretty wild. Guys, be very careful. That's a good piece of advice today. Be very careful with these altcoins kind of just randomly pumping. They're very tempting at times to FOMO into. Probably not going to end well. Not going to end well. Don't do it. What's up, Tree City West? How you doing, man? Green dragon pattern for sure, says Nas Industry. Okay. Michael Reeves. Shorts. Just his shorts. Can you check H-bar? Maybe we could pull up H-bar. We can look at whatever coins you guys want, really. There's no structure. Usually I have a structure to these episodes. There's no structure today. We're just going live to go live. I pull up ETC here just to do a little bragging. You guys know I don't brag often. I posted this to Twitter. If you don't follow me on Twitter, you should. Posted this to Twitter. We did this live streamed this ETC trade. Boom. That's magic, baby. Didn't get stopped on our long. We got our entry and we closed 38.30. Boom. Price now just consolidating right at our take profit target. Maybe the whales were watching. Maybe. That's a clean trade. I wouldn't believe this. I wouldn't believe this if it didn't happen. I don't know. Why is ETC pumping? Probably because Ethereum, they keep talking about the merge, the proof of stake transition. I don't know. I am not interested in buying ETC. I believe they'll just keep delaying the merge. I don't know if we'll ever really see it. Like maybe eventually. Maybe. Was it H-bar you want to look at? You just minted some CNFTs. I've never minted an NFT, and I was supposed to. I told Debate Crypto I would mint their survival one, and then I forgot. So don't tell anyone. H-bar holding its low from May. That's a good sign. Ow. This chair's hurting my knee. Okay, there we go. That's a good sign. You have resistance above you. 8.5 cents. Hasn't broken it yet. I'm not super interested in this chart until it does. What's its monthly close look like? Kind of in line with the rest of the market. Not a huge divergence from the rest of the market. 6.3 cents. If you see that next month, so after the next 3 hours, if we see 6.3 cents on H-bar, we might have an opportunity to enter along using the previous 2 months of wicks as stops. That could be a pretty slick trade for the right person if you calculate that out right. But there's really no change on H-bar at this point, unfortunately. We just haven't seen it do anything. It's waiting for the rest of the market. What's up, Rashawn? Looking at Solana. How's that doing? Can I spit some bars? Maybe rap battle with Jason Casper. I don't know if you guys have ever seen me or pictures of me in the sun. I'm transparent. I don't know if rap battling is my strong suit. Crickets. What's up, William S? Sentiment's changing. I agree. What do you guys think, though? What do you guys think about sentiment? How do you view the space right now? Let's actually change the poll up because I want to know. We had 500 votes. 70% of us looking for a close today above the 200. I like it. I'm looking forward as well. 500 votes. Well done. I'm going to put up a new one. And this is like an opinion. So it's like crypto sentiment currently. Currently is underscore. Maybe I should do this as like a post. Let's do this. Extremely bearish. Extremely bullish. Bearish. Bullish. There we go. Let's see what you guys think. Because I don't know. I'm like unable to process now. I haven't had music on this whole time. I'm sorry. I'm really just apologizing to myself because I was wondering why it's so quiet. It's storming out. I thought maybe that was why. We got some initial votes. People are leaning bullish. Interesting. I don't know. I'm always bullish, so it's hard for me to tell. But like when I say sentiment, I mean, I guess you can respond with your own sentiment. But more, this question is intended to be like perceived. Like, how do you perceive the rest of the market participants? Do they seem bullish? Do they seem bearish? There aren't. I wish I could put a fifth option. I would have put neutral, but Can only do 4. What's up, Rohit? Looking at Ethereum and total. Those are 2 good charts to look at. I'm definitely going to pull up total. It's interesting. Total actually, unlike Bitcoin, unlike the BTC chart, more similar to some alts here, suggesting that Bitcoin dominance has dropped. Total has tested May's low. So far, it didn't reject. That's good. I think it's unlikely that we're going to get anything. Yep, looks actually a little bit cleaner. A little bit cleaner. We didn't get the signal on money flow like we did on BTC USD, but we did see the same thing emerge from it. Lower highs and lower lows. And unlike BTC USD, we don't have a lower low here on today's like current open candle. So it's actually looking a little bit more convincing on the rollover. Still has the threat of the lower high in momentum. I don't love it. But money flow looking a little bit better here. Not rejecting from May's low. That's positive. And actually doesn't have the bearish divergence that Bitcoin does. That's very interesting. These charts are almost identical, but these subtle differences actually are making actually some big kind of calculations in my head change. That's pretty spicy. On BTC USD on the daily on RSI, we have bearish divergence at our high here. On total, we do not. Suggesting total potentially a little bit more bullish, which would suggest BTCD, Bitcoin dominance, likely looking bearish. Let's take a peek at that quick. Ooh, there's a call. There's a call. Boom. Bitcoin dominance looking very weird. This has looked weird the entire cycle. This is not at all how I expected this to play out. If you zoom out and you kind of jam all the candles together, I would say this looks like a reversal pattern, which would be expected if we're in a bear market. Pretty much all the data, which is limited. All the data we've seen has shown Bitcoin dominance go up during a bear market. Yeah, but we're not seeing that yet. Bitcoin dominance actually kind of reflecting the opposite here with that rejection from a lower high earlier in June. But that is looking pretty bearish despite some kind of falling pattern. And we're going to look for this to bounce at some point. Obviously, hasn't bounced yet. Let's draw it like this. There we go. Something like that. Some kind of wedge pattern. So interesting. Not really that it lines up with what we're seeing. That I guess would be even. It would be interesting if it didn't. Money flow negative. Weird ass momentum on the day. I don't know. Just look like on the week. Ooh. A bearish Bitcoin dominance historically has been good for everything else. So there, I guess we'll take that as a good sign. Take it as a good sign. Let me see. How many likes do we have? We have 600 viewers, 600 of the best of the best. It's good to have all of you. Thanks for joining us. It is July's close. We're going to be starting August here in 2 hours. We have our weekly close, same time, daily close, same time. We have multiple time frames closing simultaneously. Or I guess we did have 300. I don't know. YouTube's weird. YouTube like does everything it can. It tells me to give ads all the time. It does like everything it can to like make me think that the stream broke. Look at this. 600. Boom. Yep. Now we have 600 again. This is why I freak out though randomly because. Oh no, we lost 300 viewers out of nowhere. Oh no. Ethereum looking pretty decent. Kind of weird, but decent. Retook 1700 exactly as predicted. Some of you commented on some of the older videos. Thank you. We've been looking for 1700 Ethereum. We finally got it. The last, 3 days we closed above. I'm liking these daily closes. It's looking like we're closing above resistance. Potentially acting as support. Exactly as predicted. Nice low weekly. Retook May's low. Momentum peaking onto buying. Just peaking. VWAP up, money flow down. Ethereum looking pretty good. Looking pretty good, actually. That's going to be a strong close. Definitely would like to see Ethereum close above 1700 in the next 2 to 3 hours. A close below, or even worse, a close under 1600 could be a pretty nasty rejection. That's why I wanted to do this live kind of at a different time than usual, because there is a lot going on, a lot of moving parts, and they're all kind of looking for an answer here in the next 2-3 hours into this monthly close. What's up, Jose JR? How you doing, man? Thanks for subscribing. John Gledhill22, Will Schultz, TWB, the world's best. I like that name. Okie dokie, Juan Garcia, Iv Plagai, Sindre Pedersen. Not too many subscribers, but you know what? We go for quantity here, not quality. I love it. I love it. It's good to have new peeps, new fam joining us. We're here live all the time, just breaking down charts, not feeding you kind of hype, FUD. We're here to just logically break down some charts, do some TA, and remain not emotional. So welcome. If you've just found us, you've found the right place. We've been doing this for years. We're going to be doing it for more years. Hopefully with you as a viewer, that's right. Let's see how our poll's doing. 300 votes. Actually now evening out a little bit as we get more votes. We have exactly 11% for both sides of the extreme sentiment spectrum. And we see bullish taking a little bit of an edge with 42% versus 37% bearish on our poll here. Pretty spicy how close those are. Pretty spicy. I like that. Keep voting. Keep voting. We need like, I would say we have how many? 300 votes. We need like 500 minimum or 1,000 to get a good read. A good read on sentiment. This is live research going on. You're contributing to. I did notice we only have 300 likes, guys. We have 500, 600 viewing. We can get 420. We go for 420 every day to secure our 420 license, and we can do that right now. If everyone that has not clicked that like button hits it, just cost you a click. It's very appreciated. Comes with my appreciation bonus. What's up, Carlos, Rodriguez, Lewis, Jimmy, Decent Crypto, Tim Van Roy, Holland and Anderson, CNC. Man, now everyone's coming out of the woodwork. What's up, Grant? Grant Stork, how are you, my friend? Good to have you. Good to have you. Love it. Bitcoin not providing us with very interesting price action. All I can see is like a diamond. Really, I don't even think it's a diamond, even though it does fit our diamond definition. Just looks like a whipsaw, like swing high, swing low. Yes, typically we look for the diamond pattern. But with kind of this high here, and then, I don't know, this doesn't really look like a diamond. The only way this would play out, in my opinion, as a diamond, because this is the lowest point in price, would be to see like into this close or very soon after a higher high. Then we can look at a bigger diamond pattern. But at the moment, not quite. Not quite. I just drew the world's most special diamond. There we go. Like, we'd need some kind of move to the upside, I think, to cement this as a diamond due to the highs and lows previous. If we do get the diamond, we'd look for a reversal, because that's what probability suggests. Starting to think we're just going to go sideways into the close, though. It's not the worst close. We're above the 200 weekly. We could do worse. Jeez, where are these people coming from? I love it. I love it. It really hurts my ADD, but feels good on my soul. What's up, Lambo Hobo? Lambo Hobo. What's up, my dude? Don't forget to be in the Discord after the live stream. We always do airdrops, and just the best way to keep up with our community. You should definitely follow me on Twitter. My shit posts are of top quality. Is your trade a short? My trade is a short. We're still in it. We've been in it. It's underwater. It's not financial advice. Here we go. It's not financial advice. It's underwater. We're down about 10% unrealized at the moment. Our realized P&L is getting eaten away as funding has been negative for a few days now on this rally. Our entry is 23.2 on average right now. I'm looking to add higher, but really nothing has happened. Where am I going to look to take profit on it? Honestly, I don't know. I'm using this as a hedge right now. I'm really just opening this position, or I have been opening slowly this position to hedge against the potential the bottom isn't in. We're going to dump from here to like 10K or something like that. My plan for this really is for it to get stopped out or liquidated. Or close it in some fat profit if the bottom is not in. My portfolio is effectively long all the time, right? Spot is effectively 1x long, except you don't have to pay funding. Even better. And so I'm looking to protect some of that with this short. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. If we were to see a price just like fall out of the sky, I might look to close it at 19.8. That'd be a slick play. But at the moment, I don't have a TP set. I don't have a stop loss set. I have more funds to deploy higher in limit orders. These have been sitting here. I think I switched up maybe a little bit of the quantity. I might have added 32.4 since the last stream. But in general, we set these positions long ago. They sit there for weeks and then they fill. I do have, I guess I lied. It wasn't really a lie. I was just misspoke. We do have some TP set that have been there for a long time. You can see it's very light profit taking kind of in this traded range. That gets larger and larger as that traded range is left. We see the biggest order below the traded range at 17.1 because that's a monthly historical support for Bitcoin. But even if these fill, we have 260 contracts open, we're still going to be short.
Hey sir, how are you? I am new here. I just wanted your thoughts regarding AXS chart and also link and let me know where you think the market will head in the next 3 hours.
The next 3 hours, man. That's what this whole episode's been on. Honestly, it looks like sideways right now. Thank you for the 50 AED Majid Al-Majid. Majid Al-Majid? Hopefully I said that correctly. I actually don't know what AEDs are, but thank you for them. I'm curious. Oh, United Arab Emirate Dirhams. Very nice. Thanks, man. Yeah. So far, we really have talked about it the whole episode. I'm looking for a close for continued bullish movement above the 200 weekly. Currently, we're above the 200 weekly. I'm not seeing too many signs of that changing into the close here. This is a monthly and a weekly close and a daily close. And so to see price action get volatile into the close here would not be mind-blowing. Would not be crazy to see that happen, but I'm not really seeing an edge at the moment. AXS, man. AXS has supported like 1022. Looks like it barely missed it with its low. About 12 bucks. A little bit of resistance there. Buying momentum picking up. Money flow picking up. VWAP moving up. All right. All right. AXS kind of looking beastly. We were watching for this on the daily, now on AXS's daily on Market Cypher. We see the uneven butt cheek potential on BTC. AXS has not painted that. It has a higher high here on momentum as money flow is moving from negative to positive. The only thing that isn't pointing up on the daily here would be the VWAP is still looking down. Still looking down. Did we get a back test? Not quite. Wow, it got warm. It got warm in this room. It was storming earlier. It felt great out. Now all of a sudden it feels very hot. I might have to turn the AC on. Last month opened at 24.11. Oh, I like this as a bottoming pattern better than Bitcoin's. A little bit more strength on the daily than Bitcoin. Ooh, 12 hour with a lower high on momentum, but a higher high on money flow and VWAP. This looks pretty good. This looks pretty good, actually. I'm seeing like a point of control right around here. That looks like the control point. Price is above it. Coming off lower lows, though, is a little sketch. It's a little sketchy. Not financial advice. What do we got here? Might look to play something like this. You can see the hourly very close to kind of like said point of control. Symmetrical triangle. We don't really have an edge there. I don't have a good play on this. I don't have a good play on this. I mean, of course, nothing is financial advice that we do here, but I think I could look to take some kind of long position with a tight stop off of, what is this? What even price is this? Like 18.20? Could be something like that. At a 3-to-1 risk to reward, you got like a 33%. You got to beat 33% probability. I think that's looking all right. I think you said link. I don't usually do double requests, but I know link never hit $5. This isn't the link chart you're looking for. This isn't the link chart droids you're looking for. Never hit $5. Is it gonna skunk us? Nice strong weekly close potential on link. I don't know. I'm still waiting for $5. I said it years ago, and I'm gonna stick to it. Doesn't mean you have to. I think link looking decent with a close today above 716. That's just about $8. I just don't trust link until it comes back to this sweet $5 mark. $4.97. I mean, if you liked link at 50, it's 85% off. You'd really love it now. Really love it. Ooh. On the weekly, though, look at that VWAP. Momentum's up. Interesting. We might see Bitcoin dominance get faded into this next week. 790 on the day. Close bullish engulf. Alts are looking all right. The problem is alts right now are such high risk, man. If you're looking for like a scalp in and out, sure. But if you're looking to kind of like take a position for a potential long-term upside, there is just no way to know where you're at right now, man. Alts have fallen like 90%. They could fall another 90% if we're looking at 2 years of red ahead of us. Alts are going to be very heavy bags. I would not mess with them. Personally. Too much potential downside still. Bitcoin is, in my opinion, is the goal. If we're in a bear market, if this is a long winter, stack Bitcoin. That's the goal. Very successful historically. I cannot believe Bitcoin has not moved. Well, so far our prediction is correct for the stream. Sideways. Every time VIX makes a low, S&P 500 drops. I thought this when VIX makes a high. Ultra ruthless, man. Your screen too blurry. Is it blurry? Turn your resolution up. What's up, Harsh Dev Singh? Subscribing. Chadwick Dunn. The Mars Community. I didn't catch those ones. Welcome, guys. Welcome. This is not our normal streaming time. I just missed you guys, wanted to get on. We had a little volatility, now we have no volatility, and we won't probably until I end the stream. As soon as I end the stream, we'll have volatility. Look at this hourly candle, man. Look at that. Price moved up 2%. So what? Any short at 50x in this hourly, which it's not letting me do now, any short at 50x basically stopped out on that hourly. Price then all the way down. Just a little bit less, almost 2%. Same thing, so almost all leverage, 50x or above, was stopped out on this hourly candle. Price went nowhere. Not a lot of conviction, it seems, into this close. Not a lot of conviction. 2.5 hours. You know, it's Here's a price point we didn't mark on a chart. And probably going to make some sense of this sideways. Yep. Didn't have this here, but this is today. Daily. Bullish engulf. Close. Engulf. I don't know how to spell. 23,787. That'd be a good. That would be good. Be a good start. High above the 200 weekly, so I'll take that. Obviously. Obviously. What is even happening? Maybe we'll just open up CoinGecko, see what's moving. Well, I haven't opened Filecoin. I think you're right. I should look at Filecoin. I have not looked at this chart in like maybe 9 months or more. So, no, February. I lied. Apparently I did in February. Phew, not good. Not good on that. Oh, well. Zoom it out. Okay. Healthier than a lot of charts. You had some significant accumulation here for over a year on Filecoin. Between, what, $2 and $10. Moved up to 237. Fell down to 4. Holy hell, that's like a 90... What percent? This is why I was saying alts, just they're dangerous, man. 97.99% retracement from the high. 97. Holy hell. Looks like it blew past. We made a little, what? Where's our measured move taken from? We'll swing low to swing high. Blew past our measured move. Kept going. I mean, that's like it's awesome. It's awesome that you got this big candle, but dude, you have like a descending high trend here. You're not even close to it. In fact, you have to like place a closer descending high trend, even be in the like relevant. Let's see where that is. Then prepare for your death, Poseidon. All right, so we have like a steeper high trend that we're like closer to. I'm not loving it. It's already fallen 98%. That's insane. If you had $1 million, you'd have 20K, right? Something like that. If you bought $1 million of Filecoin at the top and you sold it June 13th, you'd have 20K. Get rich quick, get poor quick. Get poor real quick. You do have a little bit of niceness on the weekly, the little uneven butt cheeks to the upside here with momentum and money flow and VWAP agreeing. Whew. I'll get somewhat interested in Filecoin if it can take like $15. You have a lot of retracing to do. You made support here, you broke it, so on the way back you're going to find resistance. You had support there before your all-time high. So you can see kind of multiple points, even all the way over here to the left, where Filecoin consolidated as support or resistance at just about $20. So this $10 move from 5 is spicy. It's an 80% move. But it really hasn't gone anywhere on a technical level. I wonder if the monthly, though. Here we go. This is cool. I can't name another chart that is bullish engulfed on the monthly. That's kind of cool. All right. Now you've got my attention. I cannot name a different one. $8. It's about to close this, too. The quarterly would be looking for $25 for a similar move. You know what? You have some spicy support there on the quarterly. Maybe this is a good chart. Maybe this is a good chart. I like that. I like this and this. For the greatness of... I don't know if you guys can hear this music, but it's like my favorite song on the track. For the greatness of Olympus. I like that. You held... It looks like you held support. This is the quarterly, so you have like 2 more months this could sell off, but... I mean, I think a move back to $20 in the next 2 months, I don't think is insane. I think market ordering right now into Filecoin is probably chaos suicide move, but I've been wrong before. Wow, that is like very much a distribution. I need to turn the air conditioner on. It's pretty spicy. For Filecoin, I think I'd be waiting for some kind of pullback. Maybe the $8 area to look at anything. Right now, you'd be just ordering into basically the top. Never a good strategy. Shallow retracement back to $8 B32. Yeah, I don't know. You moved up so fast. I was talking about that earlier in the episode. Is what I don't want to see is Bitcoin move up really quickly, really fast. I want it to be slow. I want everyone to be able to doubt the rally. And Filecoin kind of doing the opposite here. It's hard to doubt the rally. It's up 100% in 2 days or something. Like, stairs up, elevator down. That's the bull market. This is not what we're seeing. You might be able to take a position if you really wanted and you were patient, but this does have a 41% downside, 143% upside. That's going to take the right person. Not just anyone will be able to hold that trade. Not financial advice. I'm going to turn the AC on real quick. We just lost the bullish engulf in the day. Don't go anywhere. Smash the likes. The AC is right here. Just turn it on. Don't leave just because you can't see me for a second. Yo, check these shorts out, by the way. Got my holographic mushroom shorts on. They look pretty dope in this light. I don't even know if I can say this one. Abisk Chakrabarti. I probably butchered that, but thank you, man. Thanks for subscribing. Good to have you here. 600 viewers, 600 family members here. Beautiful. 424 likes. I'm going to go broke if I keep giving out memberships, but let's do it. Let's do it. Butt crack. Wait, my butt crack was not out. You liar. Now my shorts were hiked way too high for my butt crack to be out. Though, if you've watched this channel for a long time, you would have seen my butt crack during one of the episodes. I know. Hot nudes, man. Hot nudes. Let's give away some memberships. Because we got 420 likes, I'm going to give away 5 YouTube memberships, mostly just because they enabled it and I like this. I've been waiting for them to allow this. So basically, YouTube says that it will randomize who it gives these to, but it will have a bias to those who regularly interact and engage with the stream. So what that means is right now, you should engage with the stream before I hit this button. You should say something in chat. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, all those things are going to increase your chances of receiving them. I'm going to give you like 30 seconds because I know there's a little bit of a delay. I know. 632 votes on our poll, still leaning bullish. Interesting. Free memberships. I wish you could like specifically gift them because some people I want to gift them to, but I can't. There's no option to do that. It's just random. There we go. Engage. Engagement, engage. You know what? I don't think that super chats count as engagement, weirdly enough. You would think they would. There we go. All right, let's rip it off. Let's rip it. Let's see who wins. RNG dice rolling. Blowing them for good luck. Bring. Who are our winners? What's up, TND Tesla subscribing? Javier. Rob. Good to have you guys. Welcome. Let's see who wins. Calculating. I forget where it says it. Does it even like say it? It just says 5 memberships. There we go. We have 5 new bros. As Bitcoin starts to take a dive into the daily close, we have 5 new bros. We got more than that this episode. I can see who won, but you can't. It's so weird. I think Alertbox is like figuring out how to deal with this. I'm just going to say them. I'm going to disable the announcements because they are kind of obnoxious. So our 5 random gift memberships went to Sock Insanity. Congrats. Tree City West. Congrats. Jeff Seymour. My man, Jeff. That's the first name that I really recognize on this list. Congrats, Jeff, my friend. You've earned it. You've earned it. Crypto 101 and Raging. 5 new winners. I think I've given away like 30 or 40 of these now. It's just fun. I don't know. What do they do? Nothing. You can use the emojis. Your name's green. Just for fun. Just something to do. Tree City West, my man. You're part of the fam now, dude. Crypto 101. Thank you for being here. You the man, Jeff. You earned it. You deserve it. You all earned it. Cake recipe. I don't have any cake. Nice. What's up, Sylv? Dennis Berra. Nada. Maybe next time, Cole Crypto. Maybe next time. Pump it when he sleeps. You have access to these amazing emojis. Kinda. I guess. Amazing. Someone said Matic. We had a good trade on Matic, so I might as well look at it. We had a good trade. Our long still open on Matic. We haven't hit $1.32 yet. But our short also, this is spicy. Our short has not been stopped out. If we just look at the short here, we said, all right, we have a long open on Matic. It's very exciting. Matic's made some big moves, but we're at a pretty significant resistance, and going long right now is typically not the play. We did a similar move down here. We got stopped out, but that controlled our loss to a 4%. Pretty much the same thing here. We can see price very close to our stop, but just barely avoided it. And now still in the red, but at least holding in the right direction. If this short is to play out, 74 cents or 60 cents are likely downside targets for profit taking. But our bigger long from the low, we may have sniped the bottom on Matic. Bottom snipers. Bottom snipers. Sounds like a really, really bad, like, Discovery adult show. Please don't make that. Please don't make that show. Matic seemingly just chilling at the 618 retracement. Our long's all right. Our short is hurting, but not stopped out. I don't know if much has changed here. Daily, a little bit of weakness. A little bit of weakness. I do like money flow still coming up. Weekly, though. Higher high on VWAP. Weekly? Momentum's positive. 126. If we see the positive momentum continue on Matic, $1.26, right around our $1.32 take profit target. That seems pretty likely. That's the 618 of the greater retracement. Momentum on the weekly and daily looking pretty decent. I wonder if Matic is also okay. So adding to what was it? Filecoin. We have another coin that's bullish engulfed on the monthly. Interesting. Matic all but guaranteed. Of course, there are no guarantees, but all but guaranteed to close bullish engulf on this monthly. There's only 2 hours left. It's trading at 95 cents. It would have to drop to 66 cents to lose that. I'm going to say the probability is siding with a monthly bullish engulf to close for Matic. That's a good sign. The quarterlies, of course, have a long way to make up. Matic going to have to trade to $1.62, actually farther beyond even our 150% target to bullish engulf the quarterly. But, hey, doing it on the monthly is a good start. It's a good start. A rejection from 50K would confirm the bear market. I would agree. That's the one element. That's the one element I think that's like missing. We didn't have that rally. We didn't have the rally where everyone gets excited and gets dumped on. It's pretty much just down since November. However, I did say DVR's enabled. I said some gems at the start of this. This bull market so far, this crypto cycle so far has been unlike anything we've ever seen. It does not mirror the previous one. So to look for, or to continue looking for price action to play out the same way, probably not the smartest take, right? I don't know. This kind of looks like a big move, but it's only because we're zoomed in and price has been so sideways. Nothing has really happened, like when we look at maybe like a 4-hour time frame, well within the wicks of the previous 4-hour candles. 2 hours to go. The 2-hour was looking very bullish. Maybe it's getting dumped on. Interesting. 17 minutes. I don't know. I don't think the market really knows what direction it wants to go in. If you're just joining us, you probably missed the 100 times I said this, but as long as we close above the 200 weekly, I'm fine. I'm happy. I'm a happy camper above the 200 weekly. And that's at 22.8. Currently trading 23.6. We got plenty of space. Unfortunately, we do have plenty of time. Sufficient time to dump, what, it's like 3% to the 200. So we could be cutting it close into this weekly close. Trading below there is going to make me very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. In fact, trading below, closing this weekly below the 200 would look very much like a rejection to me. Very much. It's like you first tested it back in July. Last week, we got the candle that I had been warning everyone since we lost the 200 that I didn't want to see, which was a green candle that rallies above the 200 and then gets sold off before close. That's how we closed last week. This week, I had a little bit of hope as we did go back to where the previous week started, essentially stopping out any new longs. And then intra-week, traded higher. We have a higher high on the weekly. So for this to go down, close red, I think that would be actually a very bearish signal into August. Don't want to see that happen. Then we would have a second monthly candle under the 200. Never happened before. It's the cycle of firsts. Yeah, there we go. That red looked big, but it wasn't really that big. We're looking for 23,787 for a bullish engulf on the daily. That'd be nice. Not needed, but nice. 22.8's the target. What's up, Desert Dog? How you doing? Good to see you. David 1. Dump below 200 would be really interesting. That would give a lot of space. Bear spice. I agree. What would be actually the most spicy would be like this. Like dump, and then as it closes, we like then come back and close bullish engulf. That'd be kind of cool. I'm hoping, honestly, it just does this and then closes here. That'd be ideal. I don't even want to mess with this. I don't even want to go close to it. Let's just stay away from it. Don't mind getting your hands on more Bitcoin from 19,800. Yeah. We got 750 votes. It looks like it's interesting. Some of you. It's interesting. On our poll, extremely bearish has more votes than extremely bullish. But bullish has more votes than bearish. A little bit of a disconnect. There's a little disconnect of sentiment here. Some people are perceiving bullishness, and some people are perceiving extreme bearishness. It's weird. 48% to 52%, slightly bullish bias on our poll here. That makes sense. Our channel usually does have a slightly bullish bias. Well, man, if we close below the 200 weekly, at least my short will be happy. At least my short will be in good position. Looks like it's walking its way down. Oh, cool. I just realized that I actually, I didn't even know this. The average for my short is actually higher than the 200 weekly moving average. That's pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet. I don't think we filled any. The only things we filled since last season on The Bachelor were limit order shorts. You can see, because we're on Femex, they were limit orders. We got paid for them to fill. Get paid for your liquidity. 2444 was the one we were waiting for that finally filled. Price traded 24/7, so that was a pretty good limit. That one had been just missed earlier in July on this rally. We went to 24.2, didn't hit 24.4. Small orders filled, 23.94, 23.44. Nothing too special. We have 260 contracts. It's like a $6,000-ish dollar position. Nothing too big. Nothing too big. I'm liking some of these coins with their bullish engulf monthlies. It's interesting. I wouldn't have expected that. What's up, Alchemist? How you doing, brother? Circling the toilet bowl. Last piece is clinging to the rim. Dude, if I were to take that analogy further, I'd be like, I don't know. What am I, like cement? Like someone poured cement in the toilet. That's what I am. Go to zero. Haha. Ooh. The one thing I am very confident of is Bitcoin never going to zero. I will buy all the Bitcoin before then. I will buy all the Bitcoin in the world for 1 cent. I declare it. Hopefully nobody one-ups me and makes a 2-cent offer, but it will never go to zero because I'll buy it all for 1 cent. I'll put that order on now. That'd be like what? Bitcoin at 0.000001 or something. All of it for 1 cent, baby. The Pickle says DCA and deploy your orders. Wise. DCA, that's how I started crypto. I DCA'd, I traded, I lost a bunch of money, I kept DCAing, I stopped trading, I learned more about trading, kept DCAing, and then eventually price escaped my average, and it was no longer cheap to me. I said that earlier in the episode. Is Bitcoin cheap to you? We can't know. We can't know what direction. We don't know the future. But we can know if it's cheap in our own evaluation. So is it cheap or not? To me right now, no. Bitcoin's not cheap at 23K. To me, Bitcoin would be cheap under 3,000 maybe. And I would say that's cheap to me. That number is going to be different for everyone. Do we really have like a diamond going on? But if it's cheap to you, DCA, baby. DCA. Maybe a channel? I don't know, man. This just looks like ugly, kind of unruly price action to me. Screw you, parallel channel. The median line really does describe most of the price action here, but I don't see the pattern. What pattern are we seeing, guys? Tell me. Tell me what pattern. I do not know. Ooh, I like this song too. Let's turn this up. Stuart James, thanks for subscribing, man. Labayak Ya Hussein joining us as well. Great to have new fam members, guys. At this rate, it seems like we're going to beat Bitcoin to 100,000. I'm okay with that. If you would have asked me, will we beat Bitcoin to 100,000 2 years ago, I would have said you're crazy. Now, it's seeming possible. Our channel has done quite some growing over the last 2 years. What do we got? 61,750. That's not bad, man. It's not bad. We're more than halfway to 100K. What if we hit 100K on the same day Bitcoin hits 100K? I would lose my mind. I would lose my goddamn mind. Freak out. Wick off distribution? I get, we could say that, something like that, but then, I mean, this is a river, there's your spring. I don't know, it's just kind of janky price action. It honestly, to me, just looks like low liquidity price action. No, my song. They ended the song early. Or wait. No, they didn't. I don't have the volume up. 710 likes? Do we really? Are you messing with me, man? Mine says 550. That's still pretty good, though. 606 watchers, viewers. 606 of the smartest crypto traders on the planet. That's right. All right, let's look at low time frames quick. I thought the 1 minute was rolling over here. That faked us out hard. Money flow, though, failing to make a lower low. We're going to have to see more downside price action. We have to see more downside price action to get this 1 minute cooking down. On the 5. Ooh, that is ugly. Lower low. Boo. Boo. 5 minute no longer looking so hot. The low time frames looked pretty good when we started. Then we got to like the 30 minute to the hour. They didn't look so great. They still don't look so great. The 2 hour looked so strong. I'm blown away that this has gotten like sold into. That was just so much strength there. 2 hour closes in 6 minutes. Nice. And if we look to the previous 2 hour candle, we see really it hasn't gone anywhere versus the previous 2 hours of trading. Hasn't gone lower, hasn't gone higher. Very much in the bounds of the previous 2 hour candle. Though looking for a very ugly close at this price point. It's weird. Severed. Oh, that air conditioning feels amazing. We've been live for 82 minutes. 82 of the best minutes in the world. We still have 2 hours to close. I'm not going to lie to you guys. We're probably not going to make it another 2 hours. We're already like an hour and a half in. I want to be upfront with you. 4 hour stream, not good for your health. But we'll see what we can do. Screw you, ICP. I'm not looking at you. It's like a dot. It's like a dot. Ugh. Our dot trade looking healthy, man. Our 31-to-1 risk to reward, which really just means we have a lot of room. We have a lot of room to adjust our take profit here. We could try to close it at 10. It's probably the smart move. Could try to close it at 14. Actually, maybe like, yeah, 14.10 right at May's low. But we very well may have caught the bottom of dot, and that would be spicy AF. Spicy AF. I'm liking what I'm seeing on the daily for dot, man. And on the weekly. Showing some strength off of that major macro historical support that we eyed out. We had the patience to wait. And it was rewarded. This did out of a very, very ugly pattern painting. But it broke out. We saw this pattern on a lot of coins. But with a break of one of our highs, we saw our highs descending. With a break of our high and a higher low, boom. Now we have a bottoming pattern all of a sudden. Looking pretty spicy. Maybe something like this. I'm looking for 10. I like it. Coming off bullish divergence. Good trade. Good trade. Well traded. Traded. Bitcoin stopping on the 5. Cool. Getting a green dot. Looks like we're heading back to 23.7. Currently at 23.6, not very far, man. Spread really tight, yeah. Super tight spread. Like this whole thing is only like 4%, 3.5%. Not a lot of volatility. I can tell you why, though. It's because it's waiting. As it always does for me to end the stream. As soon as I end the stream, it'll go. What's up, Zoo Alexander? Want to look at YFI? Yeah, we can do that. Crypto Crab Man. Dot should be doing better. I don't know, man. Dot's doing pretty good. It took its time. Broke its low ever so slightly to come down to that macro support and then bounced. Created a higher high. Dot's looking pretty good. You really shouldn't expect anything to do crazy moves while Bitcoin is kind of just chilling sideways. You're betting on incredibly low probabilities at that point. I have not touched this chart in a while, so who knows what will be here. Okay, nice. YFI looks like it's also on a bullish engulf for the month too. That's going to be a strong close. I would prefer it to close. I don't know. Probably it's from the weekly, but I'll snap it to 10.5. I prefer it to close above 10.5. Currently at 11.5. Looking pretty likely. That's a strong monthly, man. You bullish engulfed, and maybe now you've retaken. You've retaken what was support, acted as resistance intra-candle. You may look for something like this into the next month. You know, maybe you trade a little higher, maybe you don't. Maybe you double top, maybe slightly lower high. But if you get this close above 10.5, I think that there is long opportunity at 10.5 in August. It's going to come down to how you play it, because we don't give financial advice here. But I think with a strong close there, there's potential, man. That looks pretty good. One of the more than I assumed coins that currently are bullish engulfing on the monthly. Yeah, I like that. I like that. We saw on the daily zooming in. We saw that historical support acting as resistance here. Rejected, rejected. Buyers would not allow the price to go lower. We saw a series of higher lows. We broke that resistance and it shot straight up. Classic. Looking for a close above 10.5 today. The higher the better. I'm gonna put an alert because I might even take a trade. Although, do we have YFI on Femex? We do! Sweet. Well, alright, if 10.5 hits, I'll probably look to take a trade on Femex, our sponsor. Sign up using my link. Get big deposit bonus. Jacqueline Dumas. The 2-day Stoch turns down if we close below 23,750. The weekly will be upside above 20,000 according to Eric Crown. I am not the biggest Stoch guy. I really like Stoch when we are in a trend, when we're in a clear trend. I guess we could say there's a clear trend down, but then I would be using Stoch to look for downside opportunity, not upside. Let's see. The 2-day turns down if we close below 23.75. So we're below 23.75. We're at 23.5. And it looks like the Stoch crossed 26th. It's not bad. I mean, you look back to previous 2-day Stoch crosses. And here's one right here. Not bad. I'm not the huge Stoch guy. You know, it's not that there's something wrong with Stoch RSI. Just there's many tools and only a limited quantity of minutes in a day. Oof, that's kind of ugly. And weekly is reaching up. Stotch doesn't give us the bullish divergence like RSI does. Or never mind, take that back. I wonder what like monthly looks like on Stotch. Ooh, here's some alpha. Look at that, monthly. Boom. Look at that monthly Stotch RSI. That's looking with like almost any close. Almost any close looking like the monthly has crossed on Stotch. That's pretty spicy. Yeah. Doesn't really look like this bottom, but that's okay. Doesn't need to. I think by the end of today, we'll have a cross on the monthly for Stotch. I think that's pretty sweet. But thanks for sharing, Jacqueline. Thank you, darling, for the €5. I appreciate you. Bitcoin's just ever so slowly melting. It's like a ice cream cone out in the Arctic in the sun, ever so slowly melting. Ever so slow. We've been live for over 91 minutes. We gave away some memberships. We got 420 likes. We almost have 600 likes. It's pretty damn good. Our targets today, pretty obvious. We're looking for the 200 weekly close. It's looking good, even though we're having this slow bleed off. It's looking pretty probable that we're going to get that close. It's going to take a good amount of selling. The close below is going to be spooky. Close above 23,787. You got bullish engulf on the day. That's going to be a nice sign, coupled with that 200 weekly retake, not only on the week but on the month as well. Last month closed below the 200 weekly. That was the first time Bitcoin ever did it. Today is going to be a big day. It's going to be a big day. The close is a big close. Really, the volatility. I mean, yes, it could come into the end of the day, maybe the last hour or two. Could. But Monday, I think, is when we see the real spice. Which is exactly why I'm not going to stream for another 2 hours, because I will burn myself out and I won't have energy tomorrow when it's spicy. That's right. I want to be rested for the spice. The spice. Let's see. Make sure you're in Discord after the live stream. We do airdrops. You'll get some free Satoshis just for being in there. All you have to do is hit the verify button in the verify room. Just a green check mark emoji. That's it. That's all you have to do. Join the Discord. Follow me on Twitter. My shit posts are of top caliber, top quality. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because we're going to be live again. We're going to be live again tomorrow. For all you wonderful, wonderful people, we're going to be live again. Maybe we'll be live in the middle of the night. Who knows? Who knows? We go where the spice takes us. Oh, cool. Someone else looking for a diamond here. This is how they drew it. I don't know how much I agree with this diamond, but I mean, why not? This is how they drew it on Twitter. Yeah. Yeah, it kind of lacks it lacks the whip to the downside, but I'll take it. I think if it is a diamond, it's more likely to play out like this, though. Something like that. I don't know, like a bigger time frame. It just doesn't. It's not very clean. But I see how people would how people could describe this as a diamond, and so they would be looking for this. Ooh, 1618's right at the 200 weekly. That's actually pretty spooky. I don't like that. I don't like that. Okay, good. That wasn't. I can see that. That's valid. I think it's valid. I wouldn't necessarily call it a diamond, but I see how others would or could. Right on. What's up, New World, Mr. Sean? I appreciate you. Always retweeting my streams, tweeting my streams out. You are seen and appreciated, just like everyone here. I love you all. You're all the best. I'm glad you're here. I'll put it this way. I nor anyone know what's going to happen. The future, unfortunately, is off limits. But I do know one thing. We're going to be here. This channel will be here. We will be live streaming to you. This family will be here. Just like it was in the last bear market. Just like it was all through 2021. It will be. We'll be here creating content. And if you found this place, welcome. You're going to need it. If we have like 2 years to go, you're going to need it. Community is the only way to make it through. We'll be here, I guarantee you that. Keep your eyes on this close. We've got just under 2 hours. Watch that 200 weekly. Watch the daily bullish engulf line. I think that's mic drop. I love you guys. Can't wait for tomorrow. It's going to be spicy. What in the hell's going on with my computer? It's going to be spicy. And I hope you all join me for it. That's right, Matt. Matt Sapietro. It's true, though. That's like 100% facts. You need community. So jump in the Discord. Follow me on Twitter. Follow here. We'll be here. I'll see you all tomorrow. Love you. Crown out.